The clock glows with the unforgiving numbers of 11:47 p.m. The house is quiet, settled into a deep and peaceful slumber that seems to elude you completely. You find yourself standing in the kitchen, bathed in the cool, artificial light of the open refrigerator door. You weren't truly hungry. Dinner was just a few hours ago. Yet here you are, a familiar scene playing out once again. It starts with just one small, innocent bite of leftover pasta, then a handful of chips from the pantry, a spoonful of ice cream, a cookie, maybe two. The cycle feels almost automatic. This late-night ritual isn't about nourishment. Each bite brings fleeting pleasure, then frustration and guilt. For decades, we have been told a simple but misleading story about overeating. The story goes like this. If you overeat, it is because you lack willpower. You just need to try harder, be more disciplined, and exert more control over your urges. This narrative places the entire burden of change on your shoulders, framing it as a personal failing. However, this view is not only unhelpful, but it is also scientifically inaccurate. Overeating is a complex behavior, and reducing it to a simple lack of willpower ignores the powerful biological, psychological, environmental forces that are truly at play. It's like telling someone to just will away a headache instead of understanding what might be causing it, like dehydration or stress. Our eating habits are deeply intertwined with our emotional state. Many of us learn from a very young age to use food as a source of comfort. We are given a cookie when we scrape a knee or treated to ice cream to celebrate a good grade. As adults, this connection between food and emotion persists. When we feel stressed, anxious, bored, or lonely, we often turn to food for a quick and reliable dose of comfort. This is not a sign of weakness, it is a learned coping mechanism. The brain's reward system releases dopamine when we eat highly palatable foods, but the relief is short-lived and can fuel an emotional eating loop. Given that overeating is often driven by mindlessness, it makes sense that the solution is to cultivate mindfulness. Enter mindful eating, a powerful and compassionate practice that is not a diet. It does not involve counting calories, restricting food groups, or labeling foods as good or bad. Instead, mindful eating is the simple practice of bringing your full, non-judgmental attention to the entire experience of eating. It is about slowing down and engaging all of your senses, taste, savor, appreciate, nourishing your body. It is a gentle invitation to reconnect with the physical sensations of hunger and fullness, which are the body's natural and wisest guides. At its core, mindful eating asks you to be present for your meal. Think about the last time you ate. Did you truly taste the different flavors? Did you notice the texture of the food in your mouth? Did you pay attention to the feeling in your stomach as it started to fill up? For most of us, the answer is often no. We eat on autopilot. Mindful eating is the act of turning off that autopilot. It means sitting down to eat without distractions. No television, no smartphone, no laptop. It means taking the time to look at your food, smell its aroma, and to chew each bite slowly and deliberately, noticing all the sensations that arise. This practice is about tuning into your body's internal wisdom. Our bodies are constantly sending us signals. They tell us when we need energy, hunger, and when we have had enough, comfortable fullness or satiety. When we eat mindlessly, we drown out these subtle signals. Mindful eating helps you learn to listen again. The practice of mindful eating might sound simple, almost too simple to be effective, but its benefits are deeply rooted in neuroscience. When you slow down and pay attention to your food, you are literally changing the way your brain processes eating. The human brain is wired for efficiency, which is why it creates automatic habits. Mindless eating is one such habit. By choosing to eat mindfully, you interrupt the automatic script. You activate the prefrontal cortex, awareness, conscious decision-making, impulse control, the thoughtful, deliberate part of the brain. This shift in activity is crucial. Eating mindlessly can send the brain's reward system into overdrive, especially with sugar, salt, and fat, creating a drive to keep eating even when not hungry. Mindful eating helps regulate that response. Savor each bite, notice how the food makes you feel, get more satisfaction from less. Pleasure is heightened, the reward system feels satisfied sooner. fMRI studies show greater activation in self-control regions and less activation in craving regions. Stress lights up the amygdala, triggering cortisol, which increases appetite and comfort food cravings. Mindfulness calms amygdala reactivity. It shifts your nervous system from fight or flight to rest and digest. Create a calm, focused meal environment. You are telling your brain you're safe, which can decrease stress-driven cravings. Rewiring the brain takes time. Each mindful meal strengthens conscious pathways and weakens automatic, mindless ones, like forging a new path in a forest. At first, it's effortful. With repetition, it becomes natural. The science is clear. Mindful eating isn't a trick. It's brain training that gives you back the power of choice over your eating habits. It empowers you to respond with intention instead of reacting on impulse. Science-backed! And it starts with slowing down. Starting a mindful eating practice doesn't require a special retreat or hours of meditation. You can begin right now with your very next meal or snack. The key is to start small with simple, practical changes. Don't try to overhaul everything at once. Pick 1 or 2 tips to focus on, let them feel natural, then add another. Progress, not perfection. This is a skill you build with consistent practice. First, create a screen-free zone for your meals. This reduces distracted eating. Put your phone away, turn the television off, close the laptop. Give your meal undivided attention. Removing distractions helps you tune into internal cues, flavors, textures, aromas, and recognize fullness sooner. Make your eating space single-tasking and mindful. Second, put utensils down between bites. Chew thoroughly. Aim for 20 to 30 chews per bite if you can. This forces you to slow down and gives satiety signals time to work. It creates a pause to check in with hunger. This can be the difference between overeating and stopping when you're pleasantly satisfied. Turn automatic motion into deliberate action. Third, engage all your senses. Before your first bite, look at your food. Notice colors, shapes, arrangement. Bring the plate closer and inhale the aroma. What do you smell? When you bite, focus on texture, crunchy, soft, creamy, chewy, and notice flavors as they unfold. Sweet, salty, sour, bitter. Engaging your senses makes food richer and more satisfying. You may feel content with a smaller portion. We live in an environment that encourages mindless eating, driving, at our desks, scrolling our phones, watching TV. When attention is divided, the brain doesn't register food accurately. Our eating becomes automatic. A mindful pause reconnects you to hunger and fullness. Bringing awareness to each bite helps stop overeating. If this story resonates, you are not alone. There is a gentler way that doesn't rely on stricter rules. It starts with compassion, for your brain wired for habit and your heart that seeks comfort. Practice these small steps across ordinary meals. Let them compound. Progress, not perfection. If you are looking for one single, powerful technique to start your mindful eating journey today, this is it. It is simple. It is quick. It is profoundly effective. The trick is this. Before your very first bite, pause. Stop everything. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Take 3 slow, deep, deliberate breaths. Inhale through your nose, let your belly expand. Exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing tension. This simple 10-second act can completely change the course of your meal. This pause serves as a crucial pattern interrupt. It breaks the chain of automatic behavior and yanks you out of autopilot. It creates a clear transition from whatever you are doing to the act of eating. Deep, diaphragmatic breathing activates the vagus nerve, the parasympathetic rest and digest system, lowering heart rate, reducing blood pressure, decreasing cortisol. In this calmer state, digestion works more efficiently and cravings quiet down. Most importantly, the pause creates a space for intention. Ask, what do I need right now? Am I hungry or stressed, bored or sad? This moment of reflection gives you the opportunity to eat with purpose, turning a mindless reaction into a conscious choice. Practiced consistently, this one simple trick can be the cornerstone of a healthier, more peaceful relationship with food. For so many people, the journey to control their eating has been defined by restriction, rules, guilt, and deprivation. Mindful eating offers a different path, awareness, not restriction. No food is off limits. You choose with full attention, savor every bite, and notice how you feel. You might find 2 or 3 mindful squares more satisfying than an entire bar eaten in guilt. It removes the moral judgment from food. Eat in a way that honors both your physical health and your emotional pleasure. Food freedom is not willpower against a cookie. It's awareness to decide, enjoy fully, or decline without a battle. Take the first step today. Before your next meal, pause. Breath 1, breath 2, breath 3. This small act is a declaration, a promise to pay attention and to nourish body and mind with awareness. You have the power to change your relationship with food, one mindful bite at a time. It's not about eating less, it's about eating with awareness. Subscribe for more science-backed tips to improve your health and mindset. What's your biggest struggle with overeating? Share in the comments.